The Chicago approach to learning and solving business problems is first by providing you a strong base of fundamentals coupled with a toolkit where you can attack problems from various angles without some sort of preset equation, formula, or framework that really provides you the flexibility to adapt and make decisions once you leave.
The Chicago approach definitely means a pursuit of the truth. Definitely there's value in having reason behind a theory. You have to sort of be able to kind of defend a viewpoint, and it's all about the ideas. And so you can see that, especially, like I said, with the faculty, when they present certain topics, whether it's in class, on any given idea or something that they've come up with, they're very open to having that open discussion between the class and having students kind of challenge them, especially students who have been working in the real world or have some sort of relation to that given topic.
For me, what I subscribe to for the Chicago approach is probably more along the lines of people who are very good thinkers, who don't necessarily accept what they're told and are willing to dig and dig. And it's really neat to be around those people, both in kind of who they admit and the way they train us throughout the 2 years.
Almost every class has a really heavy element of discussion and student participation. Even classes that you might not expect to have that, like some of your basic core finance classes where you'd think it's about, what's the formula, what's the right answer. There is debate and discussion. And the great thing is that part of that is contributed by the students' prior professional experiences. So being able to bring real life questions and examples into the classroom as relates to what we're learning really provides like another layer and greater depth to the learning experience.
The classroom experience at Booth is like nothing I have ever experienced before. When I sat there, my first day and I didn't know anything about what to expect, you saw people that were highly engaged in the learning experience. And they were, asking questions of the professor, asking questions of each other, stating opinions or, they were stating ideas that they had or theses they had about a case they had just read. And they were taking risks in the classroom. And I thought that people sort of put ideas out there that might have been a little bit controversial, or that might not have been what everybody thought the case was about, and they took a little bit of a contrarian approach. And I think the way that the faculty member facilitated the discussion and really started to turn it to the students and say, what do people think of that? Build on that, challenge it. What have you learned? What data have you been able to compile that allows you to make that assumption? What is it that you synthesize out of all these facts that you've read in the case or the external research that you've done? How has that influenced your conclusions? And what might be the flaws in that assumption or the flaws in that logical argument? And how can we flush those out in a classroom experience? And how can we come to a better, more nuanced understanding of the concept or the key takeaways from this as a group of 60 students as opposed to you as the individual? And I think that's when I realized the power of learning came as much from the faculty as it came from my other students.
We have courses such as managerial and organizational behavior that really help you build frameworks on how to analyze strategies and how to devise plans on how to make decisions in a company, how to also manage people, motivate them, learn what drives them to make, how can you build a team?
Being able to prove the numbers and to support whatever that final value is, it's more than that. It's also being able to understand and explain the assumptions that go behind that final number, whatever that number may be.
A lot of different numbers are coming at marketers, and I don't know if they're fully being utilized at this point. And so what a big draw for me was being able to come to Chicago and to figure out a way to unlock, the data, the secrets, the decisions that are in that data. So for me, that's probably been the biggest thing of trying to get out of this experience, of making sure I'm based in solid understanding of statistics and regression. And I'm in a class right now, data-driven marketing, which takes the basic fundamentals of what Chicago stresses in terms of a quantitative perspective, and then helps you connect the dots and apply them in a marketing setting. So it's been very important for me to get that understanding out of this experience. I think that's something that's very stressed and something that's unique about the program here.
For me, I think the neat trick that we're all trying to get to is taking the quant and making it accessible to everyone in general, ourselves included, and really understanding not only how we arrived at the story, but how to tell the story and what the implications are. And I think that's a challenge for all of us coming out of here where there is a very heavy quant focus, and understanding how to frame the way we think to make it applicable and understandable to everyone that we work with.
I wouldn't have benefited from any other kind of learning experience because of the intensity here. The professors, the students, everyone is really pushed to give their best and to study their hardest for the benefit of the entire group, and I wouldn't have it any other way.